Emergency rule. Why I walked out of Senate chamber. Seriake Dickson. Welcome to Seriake Media. If you are viewing our channel for the first time, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share our videos. Also put on your notification button to get our updates. Senator Seriake Dickson, representing Bayelsa State in the National Assembly, has thrown light on why he walked out of the Senate chamber during plenary when the vote to validate the proclamation of the president for the emergency rule declaration in Rivers. According to him, he said, I left the plenary before the Senate president was directed to report the outcome because I didn't want to be present while what I opposed is being reported. I believe Senator Tambuwa, Senator Abaribe, and others equally left too. Mr. Dickson, a former Bayelsa governor and member of the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP), noted that he, along with other senators, resisted the proclamation but were not allowed the opportunity to openly debate the issue during plenary. He said this in a statement he posted on his verified Facebook account on Thursday. Premium Times reported that the Senate approved the emergency rule after a closed-door session, which lasted for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. However, Mr. Dickson, visibly upset, left the chamber at about 1:40 p.m., just after the senators emerged from the session. Earlier, there was a minor disagreement between Mr. Dickson and the Senate President Godswill Akpabio before the senators moved into the closed-door session. The disagreement was over a point of order which requires the Nigerian president to brief the Senate in a closed-door session on the circumstances necessitating a state of emergency. Mr. Dickson, a former member of the House of Representatives, argued that the lack of an open debate on such a critical issue contradicts democratic principles. He explained that his opposition to the emergency rule was based on his commitment to upholding the Constitution and not on a partisan basis. He specifically criticized the suspension of elected officials in Rivers State, arguing that it may set a dangerous precedent that could undermine democracy in the country. Today, at the sitting of the Senate, the issue of the president's proclamation of a state of emergency in Rivers State came up for discussion, and as I have stated repeatedly, I raised my objections in the closed-door session on how the declaration fell short of constitutional prescription based on my view as a Democrat sworn to uphold the Nigerian Constitution. The Senate did not undertake the debate in an open session. However, it was quite robust. I want to thank Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwa for his strong support of the unconstitutionality of the declaration, especially the aspect that deals with the suspension of the elected officials of the Rivers State government, he said. Mr. Dickson expressed dissatisfaction with the Senate's refusal to conduct an open debate on the matter where the majority may have supported their approval. At the end of the day, majority of the senators supported the proclamation as no room was given for an open debate at plenary. I left the plenary before the Senate president was directed to report the outcome. I want to make it clear that, as I stated repeatedly, I spoke and voted against the proclamation in our closed session. And so I want to thank all the senators who shared the view that I vigorously canvassed. I am, however, aware of the efforts made to modify the declaration as a result of the concerns and views we have expressed and canvassed the past few days. Though I acknowledge the effort being made by the leadership and President to moderate the terms of the declaration and to create a mechanism for oversight, theoretically, this does not counter the primary issue of constitutionality, he stated. Mr. Dickson said, though both chambers of the National Assembly have ratified the emergency rule declaration, the judiciary could still intervene if the proclamation is legally challenged. The beauty of democracy is such that the minority will have their say, while the majority their way. I would have wished for a more robust and open debate so that all views and opinions can be openly canvassed, as I requested even at the closed session specifically and thereafter. The majority can have their way, but as it is, both chambers have decided, and the ball is now in the court of the other arms of government, especially the judiciary, in the event of any challenge. Well, that's the opinion of Seriake Dickson. And like he rightly stated, they had their say, but the majority had their way. And he has given inclination that there might be judicial intervention. So is that a pointer to litigation, or it's just the expression of an opinion? The days ahead will tell. What do you have to say concerning his position?